What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. This is Cooking the Chef K-Way, the show where we cook the Chef K-Way. If you don't like cooking the Chef K-Way, you can always cook it your way. But today, we're making a shrimp ravioli. So if you like this and you want to see more of this, let's get right into the video. Alright folks, so let's get right on into our ingredients. So to start off, I got half a pound of large shrimp, my fresh raviolis, Italian style cheese blend, minced garlic, my Cajun style seasoning, baby spinach, regular whipping cream, and grape tomatoes. So let's get right on into this video. We know our ingredients. Let's cut the talking and get to cooking. So to get this meal started, I'm going to start by charring off my tomatoes. So I'm going to just dump them in. I have my oven on a medium to medium high heat, and I'm just going to get this some color on them. Okay, so I have my tomatoes just charring off. I'm putting them in there. I use about 2 tablespoons of oil, and I have my heat on medium high, if I haven't said that already. Also, at this point, you can season your tomatoes lightly. I season mine with a little bit of freshly ground black pepper and also some salt. I think I showed that, but if I didn't, then it's definitely in there somewhere. But yeah, oh, that was me putting in the salt, and there we go. Here we go. There we go, Michaela. We see you, girl. But yeah, I just stir that in there. The salt like really kicked it up just because the tomatoes are releasing its water. And then after about, I think 2 or 3 minutes, I'm adding more pepper. Okay, all right, go off, sis. After about 2 to 3 minutes, I added in my shrimp. So yeah, this is the footage of me adding in the shrimp. I seasoned it off camera. I seasoned it with the Cajun style seasoning. It's kind of spicy. If you don't like spicy seasoning, you can omit that. Also, you don't have to use shrimp. If you're not a seafood lover, you can use chicken, or if you don't want to use meat at all, you can just omit that and just use tomatoes, and you can skip that and make this a meatless meal. But after I put in my shrimp, I let it sear in the pan with the tomatoes for about another 3 or 4 minutes, and then I flipped them over about halfway. You'll know when your shrimp is done when it starts turning pink and it curls up. You want your shrimp to be C's, not O's. C's is for cooked and O is for overcooked. Okay, so after we've taken out our shrimp and our tomatoes, we're gonna just remove those and clean out our pan a little bit and add in about 2 tablespoons of oil and then let that heat up. After we let it heat up, we can add in some garlic. As you can see, it's already popping. I'm gonna add about 1 teaspoon of garlic just to get it started. All right, so after we've added in that garlic, we can let that sear off, but we definitely don't want it to burn. So I'm just gonna stir that up really quick. And you're also gonna have about 1/4 cup of flour that we're gonna add in. We're gonna make our light roux to begin our bechamel sauce. If you remember from last video, we also made a roux. This roux is different. This is a very, very light and fast roux, so that's what I'm doing right now. As you can see, it got to its color quite quickly because we want it to be light. We want a light cheese sauce, so that's what I'm doing right now, is just mixing that up and making sure that that looks all good and delicious. Yeah. Right now I'm adding in my heavy cream. That is a half a pint of heavy cream. But then after mixing together, I noticed that it was still a little thick. So I believe off camera I added about 1 cup of milk to kind of just make it a little bit more runny and more like an Alfredo sauce. So after stirring and stirring, as you can see, it looks really thick. So at this point, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to add in some milk. I don't know if I did that yet, but oh, here's me seasoning it. You can season it at every step, but here I'm just seasoning it with some black pepper. I think I added in a little salt, and then I started to add in my cheese. And once that cheese comes in, it really thickened it up. And I was like, yeah, no, this is not the sauce that I'm going for, so I had to do that. So here's me adding in my cheese. As I said, I'm using an Italian blend of cheese. I don't remember what was in it. I think like mozzarella, provolone, Swiss, something like that.
And as you can see, this sauce is like goofy thick. And I was like, this is not what I'm going for. But remember, trust the process. Trust the process. So I just added in a little bit of milk, and then I seasoned it some more, and it looked beautiful. As you can see, I'm doing my cheese pull right now, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is not it. She is not Alfredo sauce, to say the least. So I think at this point I had added in maybe like a half a cup of milk, and I was like, yeah, she's still too thick. And I also seasoned it again with my Cajun style seasoning, but it was really like flavorful. It was just too thick for my liking, you know? Which is like rare. I don't know who would say that, too thick for their liking, but this is the consistency I was looking for. This is a beautiful, beautiful Alfredo sauce. As you can see with that pull, it is runny and it's not, you know, clumpy and weird looking. So in addition to this recipe, you would want to add about a cup of milk along with that half a pint of heavy cream. So at this point, our Alfredo is all done. I'm adding in that shrimp and tomatoes back in there. I'm also adding in the ravioli that I boiled off camera. Just boil your ravioli according to the package directions. As you can see, I'm struggling to try to like put it in without hitting the camera. But yeah, just put that in, mix it all together. As you can see, that Alfredo sauce came out beautifully. It is the perfect consistency. Wow, I love it. There is nothing that I can't do. And now I'm adding in my spinach. You really don't have to like cook it in there because the residual heat from the meal is gonna sweat down that spinach and make it look all delicious. But at this point, our meal is done and it just looks amazing. And at that point, I adjusted my camera after I realized it was crooked.
Yusuf, you see it, and you better get into it because we just did that the Chef K way. If this meal wasn't about trusting the process, I don't know what is, because I really thought I had messed up my bechamel sauce, but I didn't. I mean, look at it. Look at that beautiful B-roll over this video. Like, oh my God, wow, wow. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe if you new. Remember, we are cooking the Chef K way, and if you don't like cooking the Chef K way, you can always cook it your way. But let's find out what we're cooking on the next day.